Hello, beautiful souls. You are now listening to Deep Chat with Chris Cypher, and this is your host, Chris Cypher. Curtains, like confetti, and maybe some balloons that drop but pop before they hit the floor with more confetti. Yeah, for sure. Introductions. I usually don't do forum based. I don't know how you want to call it, but it's kind of like forum based. I gotta put my mouth up to the microphone more, but not too close because it's not ASMR on the YouTube. So this is Chris Cypher, and I've been staying, trying to get more healthy, drinking a lot of water. So I use the bathroom a lot, and lots been going on. Lots been going on for everybody, and it sucks because I feel like it's kind of cliche to sit here and be like, "Oh, dude, COVID," because yeah, everybody went through it, man. It was like it was on the news, and everybody's talking about like the new variants, and that went, dude. Yeah, that happened. It's crazy, and weird to think like, my little brother, he's like just turned 21, and I think COVID hit really serious when he was a senior in high school, and they just graduated his whole class. Like that whole year, everybody's just like, they're like, yeah, y'all stay home, we'll figure out what's going on. It's an outrage. But it's just current times, I guess. It's just so cliche to talk about what's going on, because I feel like everybody's talking about it. But if that's what people want to listen to or hear, then you heard it right here, folks. That's Deep Chats with Chris Cypher. And let's not forget your host, Chris Cypher.
Yeah.
But this time, I'm coming in the sunset, and in the distance, slowly riding in, you see, on two dolphins with a rope in their mouth, and I'm holding on to it. With my beard floating and like just kind of softly bristling in the wind. And that's the second time, so just spitballing here, kind of ADHD radio. I don't know, if you're not into it, then maybe you should stop listening. But sometimes things don't have to have like so much structure, dude. Chill out. Like, who are you trying to impress right now? Yourself? Because I think you're pretty cool, and you should too, honestly, because you are. And it's really easy to get caught up in the sense of like social normality and want to just, but that's the thing though. It's like coming to like be yourself, but within regards of like everyone else's comfortableness. Like, don't be yourself to the extent where someone's like, all right, now like tone it back. You see everybody over here kind of like sitting prim and proper. You're over there, juggling two cats and a water buffalo. Got a little lizard hanging from your left earlobe. But like it's okay to be the odd one out. Those are always the cool ones. You think about it, like, the weirdos, the kids that get picked on. I don't know. I don't get in, or like maybe wasn't really well. I guess I was kind of like picked on and discriminated against in preschool and like kindergarten. My friends would, well, quote unquote friends, I guess at the time, but there's this thing called the CJ touch, and it was like, you know, like people that was like homies with me, like some jerk started this, and they're like, oh, you know, and I even have friends like, you know, oh goodness, the CJ touch, and I was like, alright, well, cool, you know, who your homies be when times, you know, come to get tested like that, and you move on about your ways. So I mean, that did happen, but then I feel like I was pretty popular, like growing up in elementary school. Kind of just started sticking more and more to myself. Once, I mean, I had a lot of friends at points, and it's just like I could be. I was a people. Well, I mean, I still have a problem with people pleasing for sure. But growing up, I conformed myself into who I, like, the people around me wanted to be, kind of like to make them happy, you know. Like, I had always had a girlfriend and just always like trying to make her happy, always. I mean, when I was like in the crowd, you know, having a bunch of friends just doing stuff that, you know, I kind of made my own persona like stick out. Like, people were like, oh yeah, like that's CJ, you know, Chris Cypher, and I started freestyling and stuff, and but kind of like lost me where I'm going with that. I don't know. I try not to get into like nitty gritty details of my life, but that's like, you know, I'm not just gonna sit here and try to blow smoke and say I'm perfect and I'm like attain any level higher of attainment, you know, that I grasp anything deeper than anyone. But I really do feel, I honestly believe that everybody has a story to share. Just everybody has an interesting story. I've always been really interested in just like talking to people, which is funny because growing up I thought I was an extrovert, but that was just my people pleasing, and I really more introverted than I could have ever imagined. Hey, adulting. But okay, just come back and edit stuff, but it's whatever. One take. But like, you know, it's 110 beans here. 110%. You know, that's what it's supposed to give. And that's what I'm gonna do, you know. Oh, okay. I've always been one to just, but like I would go over to the senior citizens place and listen to the old people. In middle school, we used to go sing for them, like practice our Christmas songs, like since, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving come around, tuning it up, and just kind of converse, and I'd sit there and listen to their life stories. You're like, wow, you know, goodness gracious, like people just live whole lives and all the story tell super interesting stuff. And so that's, you know, I tell mine, and just it's just like the content, of course, yes. I mean, but the point of view, that's the interesting thing about it is you can have an event take place, same day, same place, same time, and you take three people that was there. Afterwards, you just have a little interview with you. Ask them how like what do they get out of it or their perspective, point of views. I'm sure you get a lot of different answers, and that's just because the variance of life is so extravagant. Like even to this day, sometimes I'll just be sitting like I'll be outside or anywhere, I don't know, at work, at the store, I just look at someone, I'm like, wow, man, like, I guess you know, you're learning to love the universe and you just look at everybody and sometimes you're just like, you have a whole life. They're going home after this, or whatever they're doing, but they're doing something, and I'm doing something else. And, but, my story and their story is so interesting. It's just something to listen to, I guess. Yes, this Chris Cypher, with word candy, tantalizing to the mind, and make you feel sweet and dandy. Peace out to the seekers and goodness. So there you have it.